Chapter 1958 Volcano Tree. As Xuanwu continued to dive, the colors of the worms began to change. The deeper they went, the darker the color of the tube worms became. At first it was light yellow, then orange, and then it turned into a fiery red. The ocean currents were also dyed red, and the temperature around them was rising rapidly. There is an active volcano below. And it's not just an ordinary active volcano, but a group of volcanoes. Conceivable that the seawater that poured into the depths of the cave must have been vaporized somewhere, perhaps returning to the surface of the planet through the cracks in the Earth's crust, realizing a water circulation process. The seawater was stained with chaotic colors, black, orange, and yellow, which were the various substances brought out from the center of the Earth by the eruption of the submarine volcano. But through these chaotic colors, you can still see the strong light in the depths of the ocean. The huge Xuanwu turned into a small turtle at this time, floating above a huge volcanic mountain range. Was the first to react, and his eyes flashed with excitement. It's here. What I want to find is here. Go to this volcano. Xuanwu, this level of temperature is not a problem for you, right? Xuanwu also reacted, snorted, and said, "Of course. In the deep sea, if we talk about defense, there will be no second person in the world who can be stronger than me." Xuanwu speeded up and swam towards the direction of the volcanic mountain range. His spirit and body opened their eyes wide, staring at everything on the seabed in the distance. As a giant beast on the seabed, his perception ability is very strong. At this time, he was one step ahead of anyone else and sensed that there was a powerful energy source in this place. Everything in the deep sea will become a tonic for me to become stronger. I have already felt it. This will be my opportunity. After I am promoted to the level of bishop, as long as I stay in the ocean, even the guy named Zhang may not be my opponent. Getting closer and closer to the target, a large amount of volcanic eruption material spread in the seawater. Although the vision became more blurred, the light became clearer. It was a light that could not be covered by the dirty seawater. Boom! To the largest size ever in an instant. What he saw before his eyes, that powerful and charming aura, that ultimate eye-shaking scene, made him forget to move forward, and also forget that this was nearly 20,000 meters deep in the seabed. Inside the Xuanwu, Li Changgong loosened his arms that were tightly clasped due to nervousness. He leaned against the porthole and stared out of the window blankly, revealing the same expression as Xuanwu. Bikuj excited, intoxicated, and happy. It was like a beggar suddenly digging up a mountain of gold. After crossing the turbid sea water, they saw volcanoes. There were 5 or 6 volcanoes with a height of more than 1,000 meters, not to mention a large number of volcanic peaks connected together. The scorching red magma emerged from the cracks of the volcano, and it did not extinguish immediately even in the deep seabed, because the surging of magma did not stop for a moment. And on this huge volcanic mountain range, there is actually a tree growing. A huge tree that is rooted in magma, absorbing the power of the volcanic ocean, and is thousands of meters high. Compared with it, all creatures in this world seem so small, and any deep-sea monster is like floating. Its skin is dark brown, like metal, and its tall trunk extends hundreds of branches of thick. There are no leaves or flowers, but on each branch, there are fruits emitting golden light. Those fruits are full of the breath of life, a kind of power that is very fascinating and very familiar. Xuanwu, Li Changgong, Suzaku, and everyone on the Xuanwu felt it. That kind of power is very close to the source of God or the spirit of sacrifice. There may be some differences between them, but as long as you can get those fruits, you can definitely greatly improve the strength of the aliens. Even aliens below Epsilon can use it to achieve a breakthrough in the level of life. I guessed it right. Li Changgong punched the wall inside Xuanwu's body with force, and his eyeballs almost popped out of his eye sockets because of excessive excitement. This is what I want to get. This is my chance. He turned his head and looked at Xuanwu's spirit body, his eyes red. Xuanwu, what are you waiting for? Go over and pick all these fruits. No, pull up this tree, uproot this tree, and take it back. Simple. Not that simple. What are you waiting for? Isn't Is this the root that makes us stronger? Li Changgong's face was pressed against the porthole, looking at the huge volcanic giant tree greedily and excitedly, and his body trembled. This is my only chance. I must prove that even without the protection of my ancestors, even if I leave the Northwest region alone, I can make a comeback and become the king. Calm down. Xuanwu reminded him in a deep voice. Do you think this precious thing may be ownerless? Li Changgong didn't understand the horror of the deep sea, but Xuanwu would. Just like if there is a plum tree full of fruits beside the road, don't think about picking the fruit. Either the plums are bitter or they are sprayed with pesticides. Li Changgong had silently put on his new combat uniform at this time. This is a special weapon belonging to the East China Sea region, which can be used in the deep sea, is resistant to high pressure, and has underwater propulsion function. I know, but I can't miss this opportunity again. Chapter 1959 Giant Octopus. Global Freeze. I built a Doomsday safe house sea of memory. Tip. Use the same URL for mobile and PC, which will automatically adapt and provide the ultimate reading experience. Li Changgong took a deep breath. I have missed many opportunities in my life, and I cannot accept myself to be an unknown person. Even if my life is in danger, I will try my best. After saying that, he instantly disappeared from Xuanwu's body and came directly to the deep. Wait for me. Li Changgong jumped forward and used Fei Yin's step to close the distance with the huge tree and wanted to pick the golden fruit on it. Li Changgong, you are so reckless. Xuanwu's voice sounded low in the communication channel, but at this time he could not care about much and could only wait for Li Changgong to pick the fruit back. The closer to the volcanic giant tree, the more obvious the surging vitality felt. Li Changgong's eyes were burning, and he increased the frequency of his teleportation. However, when he came to the branch of the tree and was about to reach out to pick the golden fruit, he suddenly heard a huge roar. Boom! Under the volcanic rock, billowing smoke rose, and a large number of boulders accompanied by magma and dust flew towards Li Changgong like a meteor shower. Li Changgong felt a terrifying breath approaching. His pupils shrank, but he still gritted his teeth, pulled out a long knife with his right hand and chopped it to the side, and his left hand still reached out to the golden fruit. I am God's will. Wherever the blade passes, nothing can be cut. Those huge rocks in front of him were like tofu, and were directly divided neatly by the knife light. Not only the rocks, but even the running magma and the volcanic ash were avoiding the path where his blade passed. When Li Changgong's hand was about to hold a golden fruit, a strong wind from the ashes pierced his wrist with lightning speed. Snap! His left hand was almost broken by this blow, but he still used the Fei Yin step to pull away at the critical moment. Go Chun, come back quickly. Come back quickly. The urgent voices of Suzaku and Xuanwu sounded in the communication channel. When Li Changgong turned around hastily, he had already seen what it was. The huge volcanic mountain range shattered, and a huge monster crawled out of the magma and dust. What just attacked him was an arm that was more than 300 meters long. At this time, the sea monster awakened, and its scarlet eyes looked at him and Xuanwu through the vast mist, like a demon, full of coldness. Li Changgong took a deep breath and calmly injected himself with medicine to heal his wrist first. As a foreigner who eats with a knife, he must protect his hands. Xuanwu, Zhuke, get ready for battle. There are at least hundreds of golden fruits here, and they are all holy products that are no less than the spirit of sacrifice. As long as we defeat this big guy, we can take them all away. By then, the entire Huashu kingdom, will become unprecedentedly powerful. Li Changgong's voice has a hint of desperado. Treasure mountain in front of them and go back empty-handed? What's more, they have 3 Epsilon-level foreigners here. Well, let's give it a try. I will be the main attacker to attract its attention, and Zhuke, you'll cooperate with Go Chun and find the right opportunity to kill it. Xuanwu, as the most powerful existence among the 3, issued a combat order. Okay, let's fight. Zhuke also put on her combat uniform in an instant. A sea blue suit, which had the function of being invisible in the deep sea. Through the hidden hatch on Xuanwu's body, she entered the deep sea. The huge body of the deep-sea monster slowly moved forward, passing through the thick fog, and finally people could see its body clearly. It turned out to be an extremely huge gray-blue octopus, with 8 huge arms covered with suction cups. The huge soft head was shaking in the seawater, and its eyes were fixed on the 3 people in front. Golialu. It spit bubbles from its mouth, as if saying something. Go! Xuanwu opened his huge mouth directly, and a black light cannon gushed out of his mouth, turning into a beam of light and heading straight for the giant octopus. Although the octopus's body was huge, it was as flexible as flowing water in the deep sea. It twisted and actually dodged this powerful blow directly. The black light cannon bombarded the volcano, causing the seabed to vibrate and a large amount of magma to erupt. Swish! 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 The octopus's attack also arrived. Its 3 arms shot towards Xuanwu like sharp swords. Over on the seabed and changed to a strong position, the arms suddenly stuck to it. That's at this moment, Li Chonggong and Suzaku also launched attacks from both sides. Ice Prison Suzaku. Suzaku spit out a deep blue cold air from her mouth, and her arms spread out. Strands of ice turned into phoenix wings and condensed on her body, quickly turning her into a huge ice-blue phoenix. The cold air spread rapidly in the deep sea, approaching the giant octopus, and instantly freezing its arms. Freezing is not the real ability of Ice Prison Suzaku. She is a fire-type alien, but her flame is not a blazing fire, but a countercurrent flame. Dear viewers, thanks for staying with me. We'll try to get you more updates. Please like and subscribe and share the video with your friends. Love you all.